The sky above New Horizon had never looked like this. For 300 years, humans had looked up at empty space. Now the sky was full of ships. Sleek and silver, they hung above the colony like a necklace of stars. They were beautiful. They were peaceful. Or so the Illyri said. The Illyri had arrived 3 days ago. Their leader was an ambassador named Sorrel. He was tall and graceful, with silver skin that seemed to glow in the sunlight. His eyes were warm. His smile was warmer. He spoke human languages perfectly. "We come in peace," Sorrel said. He stood on a platform in the center of the colony. Thousands of humans watched him. Children sat on their parents' shoulders. Old people cried. "We have traveled across the galaxy to meet you. We offer trade, technology, friendship." The crowd cheered. New Horizon had been a lonely colony. Far from Earth. Far from help. The Illyri were like a gift from the stars. Sorrel smiled. His teeth were white and perfect. "We will walk among you. We will learn from you. We will grow together." The humans loved him. For 2 days, the Illyri walked the streets of New Horizon. They shook hands. They laughed at human jokes. They admired human art. An Illyri woman spent an hour looking at a child's drawing of a cat. She said it was beautiful. The child's mother cried with happiness. Illyri traders set up stalls in the market. They gave away small gifts. Crystals that glowed in the dark. Fabrics that never tore. Food that tasted like honey and flowers. Everything was free. Everything was friendly. The humans were overjoyed. They invited the Illyri into their homes. They shared meals. They sang songs. For the first time in decades, humanity had made a peaceful first contact. No war. No fear. Just friendship. Captain Eva Rios did not trust it. Eva was 29 years old. She worked for human intelligence. Her job was to watch, to listen, to notice things other people missed. She had been trained by the best. Her great-grandmother had fought the Creel. Her grandmother had hunted the mimic. Suspicion ran in her blood. While the colonists celebrated, Eva watched. She watched the Illyri ships. They were beautiful, sleek and silver. But she had seen warships before. She had studied their shapes, their angles, their hidden guns. The Illyri ships were not explorers. They were warships. She watched the Illyri traders. They gave away gifts. But they also asked questions. How many humans live here? Where are your defense stations? Do you have a military base? The questions were casual, friendly, but they were also wrong. She watched the Illyri ambassadors. They smiled. They laughed. But their eyes did not smile. Their eyes watched, calculated, measured. On the second night, Eva walked to the colony's observation tower. From there, she could see the whole sky. She brought a scanner, a military scanner, the kind that could see through lies. She pointed it at the Illyri ships. The scanner beeped. Then it went silent. Then it beeped again. Eva looked at the screen. Her blood went cold. The Illyri ships were not just warships. They were positioned directly above every major human city. Above New Horizon City. Above the farming districts. Above the spaceport. If the Illyri wanted to attack, they could destroy the colony in minutes. Eva ran to the governor's office. Governor Mendez was an old woman. She had been a soldier once. Now she was tired and happy about the Illyri. "Governor," Eva said, "the Illyri are not peaceful. Their ships are warships. They are positioned above our cities." Governor Mendez frowned. "Captain Rios, the Illyri have been nothing but kind. They gave my granddaughter a glowing crystal. She sleeps with it every night. With respect, Governor, that does not matter. Their ships are military grade. I have the scans." She showed the governor the scanner data. Governor Mendez looked at it. Her face changed. The tired happiness drained away. The soldier came back. "Show me everything," the governor said. Eva showed her. The ship positions. The weapon signatures. The hidden gun ports. The questions the Illyri had been asking. Governor Mendez sat in silence for a long time. Then she picked up her communicator. "I need to make a call," she said. "Not to the Illyri. To Earth." Eva nodded. "There is something else, Governor. The Illyri do not know we have a military. They think we are defenseless. They think we are soft." Governor Mendez looked out the window. The Illyri ships hung in the sky like silver stars. Beautiful. Deadly. "Let them think that," the governor said. "We have surprises of our own." Eva almost smiled. Her great-grandmother had said the same thing once. Before she cracked the Creel flagship. Before she taught the galaxy that humans were not soft. The Illyri smiled. They laughed. They gave gifts. But somewhere in the dark between stars, something was watching them. Something invisible. Something patient. Something human. The ghost of Earth had been hiding for 3 days. Its captain was watching. Waiting. His name was Commander Marcus Vance. He was Eva's cousin. And he had orders. Do not engage unless humanity is threatened. But as he watched the Illyri warships move into position above human cities, he made a decision. He would not wait to be hit. The sky was about to break. The dark between stars is not empty. It is full of cold and silence and things that do not want to be found. For 20 years, humans had been building one of those things. They called it the ghost of Earth star. It was a stealth dreadnought. The first of its kind. No windows. No heat signature. No radar echo. Its hull was made of a material that absorbed light and sound and heat. It was not a ship. It was a black hole. A hole in space where nothing existed. Except something did exist. A crew of 200 humans. And a captain. Commander Marcus Vance sat in the command chair. The chair was old and uncomfortable. He liked it that way. Comfort made you sleepy. Sleepy got you killed. Marcus was 32 years old. He had brown hair and brown eyes and a scar on his left cheek from a training accident. He was the son of Leo Vance, who had killed the Mimic. The grandson of Myra Vance, who had cracked the Creel flagship. War was in his blood. Patience was in his training. For 3 days, the ghost of Earth had been hiding at the edge of the New Horizons system. 3 days of watching. 3 days of waiting. 3 days of silence. The Illyri fleet had arrived on the first day. Beautiful ships. Sleek and silver. Marcus had seen them through the ghost S sensors. The sensors were the best in the galaxy. They could see a coin from a million miles away. They could hear a whisper from across a solar system. What they saw in the Illyri fleet made Marcus's blood run cold. The ships were not explorers. They were warships. Their hulls hid weapons. Their bellies hid bombers. Their positions were not random. They were placed directly above every major human city on New Horizon. Marcus watched the Illyri ambassador smile and shake hands with human colonists. He watched the Illyri give gifts and ask questions. He watched them pretend to be friends. He did not believe them. "Captain," said Lieutenant Sarah Kim. She was his second in command. Young. Sharp. Never smiled. "The Illyri are moving another ship into position. That makes 12 directly above the capital." Marcus nodded. "Any change in their weapon signatures?" "Not yet. But they are warming up their engines. They could fire in less than 2 minutes." Marcus looked at the main screen. The screen showed nothing. That was the point. The ghost had no windows. It saw through sensors. The sensors showed the Illyri fleet as small red dots. Beautiful red dots. Deadly red dots. "Orders from Earth?" Marcus asked. Lieutenant Kim shook her head. "Still waiting. The council is debating. They want to give diplomacy a chance." Marcus almost laughed. Diplomacy. The Illyri had warships above human cities. They had hidden weapons. They had asked about defense stations and military bases. Diplomacy was not coming. War was. He remembered his father's words. Leo Vance had told him many stories. About the Mimic. About the bunker. About the power of pain. "Son," Leo had said, "the galaxy will try to hurt you. Some will smile while they do it. Do not wait for permission to defend your family. By the time permission comes, it is too late." Marcus looked at the red dots on the screen. The Illyri were smiling. The Illyri were lying. The Illyri were getting ready to kill. He made a decision. "Lieutenant Kim," he said, "bring the main cannon online. Target the Illyri flagship." Lieutenant Kim's eyes went wide. "Captain, our orders say do not engage unless humanity is threatened." Marcus pointed at the screen. "They have 12 warships above 12 human cities. Their weapons are warming up. Their bombers are loaded. How is that not a threat?" Lieutenant Kim was silent. Then she nodded. "Main cannon online. Targeting the flagship." The ghost of Earth began to move. Slowly. Silently. It had been hiding in the dark for 3 days. Now it slid forward like a knife through water. No one saw it. No one heard it. No one knew it was there. That was the point. The main cannon was the ghost S secret weapon. It was built from salvaged Xylosian technology and human engineering. It could punch a hole through a mountain. It could cut a warship in half. It had never been fired in battle. Today would be its first test. Marcus watched the red dots on the screen. The Illyri flagship was in the center of the fleet. Bigger than the others. Heavier weapons. More armor. It was the brain of the operation. Cut off the brain, and the body died. Range? Marcus asked. 30 seconds to firing position, Lieutenant Kim said. Marcus looked at the clock. 30 seconds. He thought about his father, his grandmother, everyone who had fought before him so he could be here. 20 seconds. He thought about the colonists on New Horizon, the families, the children, the people who believed the Illyri were friends. 10 seconds. He thought about the Illyri ambassador, his warm smile, his cold eyes. 5 seconds. Marcus took a breath. Fire. The ghost of Earth broke stealth. It did not decloak quietly. It tore a hole in space itself. A blinding flash of light and energy ripped across the sky. The Illyri fleet saw a mountain of black metal appear directly in their center. The main cannon fired. A beam of white-hot energy shot across the darkness. It hit the Illyri flagship. The ship's shields held for half a second. Then they collapsed. The beam cut through the hull like a knife through paper. The flagship exploded. Fire and metal and silver debris flew in every direction. The Illyri fleet went into chaos. Ships tried to turn, tried to run, tried to understand what had just happened. Marcus opened a channel to every Illyri ship. His voice was calm, cold, final. You came in peace. You lied. Now you leave. Or you die. The Illyri did not answer. They just ran. The ghost of Earth chased them to the edge of the system, picking off ships one by one. 3 escaped. The rest became debris. The battle lasted 5 minutes. Marcus sat back in his uncomfortable chair. His hands were steady. His heart was calm. Lieutenant Kim, he said, send a message to Earth. Tell them the Illyri have been dealt with. Tell them the ghost is going back into hiding. Yes, sir, Lieutenant Kim said. For the first time, she almost smiled. The ghost of Earth powered down its weapons. It went dark. It disappeared into the black between stars. Waiting. Watching. Always ready to break the sky again. The crowd had gathered in the central square of New Horizon City. Thousands of humans stood shoulder to shoulder. Children sat on parents' shoulders. Old people held signs that said, "Welcome friends." The Illyri had asked for this gathering. They said they had an important announcement. Something about a new trade agreement. Ambassador Sorrel stood on a raised platform. His silver skin glowed in the morning light. His smile was wide and warm. Behind him, the Illyri fleet hung in the sky like a necklace of stars. Beautiful. Peaceful. Deadly. Captain Eva Rios stood at the back of the crowd. She did not cheer. She did not smile. She watched. Her hand rested on a small communicator in her pocket. The communicator was connected to the ghost of Earth star. To her cousin, Commander Marcus Vance. She had not told anyone about the connection. Not the governor. Not the colony. Some secrets were too big to share. Citizens of New Horizon, Sorrel began. His voice was smooth. Kind. We have spent 3 days among you. We have shared your food. Your art. Your laughter. We have seen your kindness. Your hope. Your trust. The crowd cheered. Sorrel waited for the cheers to die. Then he smiled again. Today, we offer you something more than trade. Today, we offer you protection. The galaxy is dangerous. There are species who would harm you. The Creel. The Xylosians. Even your own kind. We can protect you. But first, we must remove your defenses. The crowd went quiet. Sorrel's smile did not change. Your defense satellites are old. Weak. They are a danger to your own ships. We will remove them for you. Quickly. Painlessly. You will be safer without them. Eva's blood went cold. The defense satellites were not weak. They were not a danger. They were the only thing protecting New Horizon from attack. The Illyri were not offering protection. They were removing obstacles. Governor Mendez stepped forward. Her face was hard. Ambassador Sorrel, we did not agree to this. The defense satellites are ours. You cannot touch them. Sorrel's smile faded. Just a little. Governor, please. Do not make this difficult. Before Governor Mendez could answer, the sky lit up. The Illyri fleet opened fire. Beams of blue energy shot down from the ships. They did not hit the colony. They hit the defense satellites. One by one, the satellites exploded. Small fireballs in the sky. The humans below screamed. Children cried. People ran. Eva did not run. She pulled out her communicator. She pressed one button. She did not speak. She did not need to. The button sent a single signal. A signal that said one word, now. On the edge of the system, hidden in the dark between stars, Commander Marcus Vance received the signal. He did not hesitate. Lieutenant Kim, he said. Break stealth. Main cannon online. Target the Illyri flagship. Lieutenant Kim's hands moved across her console. Breaking stealth now, sir. The asterisk ghost of Earth asterisk did not decloak quietly. It tore a hole in space itself. A blinding flash of white light ripped across the sky. It was brighter than the sun. Louder than thunder. It was the sound of the sky breaking. On New Horizon, the crowd fell silent. The Illyri stopped firing. Everyone looked up. A mountain of black metal had appeared in the center of the Illyri fleet. It was huge. Ugly. Scarred. Its hull was covered in mismatched armor plates. Wires hung from its sides. Welds were crooked and rough. It looked like something a child had built from scrap. It was the most terrifying thing the Illyri had ever seen. The asterisk ghost of Earth asterisk fired its main cannon. A beam of white-hot energy shot across the sky. It hit the Illyri flagship. The ship's shields flickered. Cracked. Failed. The beam cut through the hull like a knife through paper. The flagship exploded. Fire and metal and silver debris rained down. The remaining Illyri ships panicked. They tried to turn. Tried to run. Tried to form a defensive line. It did not matter. The asterisk ghost asterisk was already firing again. Another beam. Another ship exploded. A third beam. A third ship gone. The Illyri had never seen anything like this. They had studied human technology. They had seen the old cargo haulers. The mining ships. The ugly fleet that had defeated the Creel. They thought they understood human engineering. They did not understand human anger. Commander Vance opened a channel to every Illyri ship. His voice was calm. Cold. Final. You came in peace. You lied. You fired on our satellites. Now you have 10 seconds to leave this system. If you are still here after 10 seconds, you will join your flagship. The Illyri did not wait 10 seconds. They ran. Their sleek silver ships turned and fled. The asterisk ghost asterisk chased them to the edge of the system, picking off 2 more before they escaped. On New Horizon, the crowd stood in silence. They looked up at the ugly black ship hanging in the sky. They looked at the burning debris of the Illyri fleet. They looked at each other. Governor Mendez walked to the platform. She picked up Sorrel's abandoned microphone. Her voice was tired, but strong. Citizens of New Horizon, she said. That ship is the asterisk ghost of Earth Star. It is human. It has been watching over us for 3 days. The Illyri thought we were defenseless. They were wrong. The crowd began to cheer. Not for the Illyri. For the asterisk ghost star. For the ugly black ship that had broken the sky. Eva Rios put her communicator away. She looked up at her cousin's ship. She almost smiled. The Illyri had smiled. They had lied. They had tried to take what was not theirs. They had learned that humans do not forget. Humans do not forgive. Humans hide monsters in the dark. And when the time comes, those monsters break the sky. The battle lasted 5 minutes. Not 5 hours. Not 5 days. 5 minutes. In that time, the Illyri learned a lesson they would never forget. The asterisk ghost of Earth asterisk fired its main cannon for the 2nd time. The beam was white-hot. It was built from salvaged Xylosian technology and human engineering. The Xylosians had given humans the parts. The humans had taught the Xylosians how to make them ugly. Together, they had created something terrible. The beam cut through the 2nd Illyri warship. The ship's armor melted. Its hull cracked. Its engines exploded. The ship fell apart like a paper doll in a fire. Debris scattered across the sky. Some of it fell toward New Horizon. The asterisk ghost asterisk shot that down too. No debris would touch human soil. Commander Marcus Vance sat in his uncomfortable chair. His face was calm. His hands were steady. But his heart was beating fast. He had never killed anyone before. Today, he had killed hundreds. He did not feel proud. He did not feel sad. He felt what his grandmother had once described as the quiet. The quiet after a storm. The quiet before the next one. Captain, Lieutenant Sarah Kim said. 3 more ships are trying to flee. They are heading for the edge of the system. Marcus looked at the screen. The red dots were moving fast. The Illyri were running. They had come as conquerors. They were leaving as prey. Pursue, Marcus said. Do not let them escape without paying for what they did. The asterisk ghost of Earth asterisk surged forward. Its engines were not beautiful. They were loud and ugly and inefficient. But they were powerful. More powerful than anything the Illyri had. The Ghost closed the distance in seconds. The third Illyri ship tried to fight. It turned and fired its weapons. Blue beams shot toward the Ghost star. They hit the Dreadnought's hull. The mismatched armor plates absorbed the impact. One plate cracked. Another dented. A third turned black. But the ship did not stop. The Ghost fired its main cannon again. The third ship exploded. The fourth ship tried to hide. It dove into an asteroid field. It thought the Ghost would not follow. The Ghost followed. Its ugly hull scraped against rocks. Its crooked welds held. Its hanging wires sparked. But it kept going. It found the fourth ship hiding behind a large asteroid. It fired. The fourth ship was gone. The fifth ship tried to surrender. It sent a signal. We give up. We give up. Do not shoot. Marcus looked at Lieutenant Kim. Did they give up before they fired on our satellites? No, sir. Then they did not give up soon enough. The fifth ship exploded. The sixth ship tried something different. It sent a message to New Horizon. To Governor Mendez. Please, call off your ship. We will leave. We promise. Governor Mendez looked at the sky. She looked at the burning debris of the Illyri fleet. She looked at the ugly black ship that was chasing down her enemies. She did not answer. The sixth ship exploded. The seventh, eighth, and ninth ships tried to run together. They formed a tight formation. They thought their combined shields would protect them. The Ghost fired its main cannon once. The beam went through the first ship, then the second, then the third. 3 ships. 1 shot. All gone. The 10th ship made it to the edge of the system. It was Ambassador Sorrel's personal vessel. It was the fastest ship in the Illyri fleet. It had a head start. It was almost gone. Marcus looked at the screen. The red dot was fading. It would cross the system boundary in 30 seconds. After that, the Ghost could not follow. Not yet. Not without permission from Earth. Captain, Lieutenant Kim said. He is getting away. Marcus was quiet for a moment. He thought about his father, his grandmother, everyone who had fought before him. He thought about the colonists on New Horizon, the families, the children, the people who had trusted the Illyri and been betrayed. Fire one more shot, Marcus said. Maximum range. Lieutenant Kim calculated the distance. It is a long shot, sir. 1 in 10 chance. Those are good odds, Marcus said. Fire. The Ghost of Earth fired its main cannon for the last time. The beam shot across the darkness. It traveled for 10 seconds. 15. 20. It was a long shot. A desperate shot. A human shot. The beam hit the back of Sorrel's ship. Not a killing blow. Just a scar. The ship's engine caught fire. Its hull cracked. But it kept flying. It crossed the system boundary and disappeared into the black. Sorrel survived. His ship was damaged. His fleet was gone. His pride was shattered. He sat in his burning ship and watched the Ghost of Earth disappear back into the dark. He picked up his communicator. He sent a message to his homeworld. His voice was shaking. The humans were smiling, he said. They welcomed us. They shared their food, their art, their laughter. We thought they were soft. We were wrong. He paused. His ship creaked around him. Then their sky broke. A ship appeared from nowhere. Ugly. Scarred. Terrifying. It destroyed our fleet in 5 minutes. We could not fight it. We could not run from it. We could only die. He looked out his cracked window. The stars were cold. The dark was endless. Do not come here, he said. Tell everyone. The humans are not soft. They are not weak. They are not afraid. They hide monsters in the dark. And when you threaten their families, those monsters break the sky. The message ended. The Illyri homeworld received it. They played it again and again. Each time, the silence grew longer. The Ghost of Earth returned to its hiding place between stars. It powered down. It went dark. It waited. The battle had lasted 5 minutes. The fear would last forever. The sun rose over New Horizon for the first time since the sky broke. It was a normal sunrise. Warm, golden, peaceful. But nothing felt normal anymore. The colonists walked through their streets in silence. They looked up at the sky. The Illyri ships were gone. The defense satellites were gone. Only the memory remained. The colony held a memorial service. Not for people, No human civilians had died. The Illyri never got the chance to fire on the ground. The memorial was for the defense satellites. 12 of them. 12 machines that had done their duty. They had been old, weak, outdated, but they had been human, and they had been destroyed. Governor Mendez stood at the front of the crowd. She looked tired. Her eyes were red, but her voice was strong. "We are here to remember," she said. "Not just the satellites, but the trust we lost." The Illyri came with smiles. They came with gifts. They came with lies. We believed them. That was not our fault. That was theirs. The crowd nodded. Some people cried. Others just stared at the ground. Commander Marcus Vance stood at the back of the crowd. He wore his uniform. Plain. Dark. Uncomfortable. He had not wanted to speak. Governor Mendez had asked him anyway. He could not say no. "Commander," the governor said. "Please." Marcus walked to the front. He looked at the people of New Horizon. Farmers. Teachers. Children. Old people. They had come to this colony to build a new life. They had not asked for war. They had not asked for monsters. They had just wanted peace. "Citizens," Marcus said. His voice was quiet, but everyone heard him. The Illyri smiled at us. We smiled back. That was right. That was human. We did not start this fight. They did. He paused. He looked at the sky. Clear. Blue. Empty. But we were never unarmed. We were just waiting. We waited because we hoped. We hoped they were telling the truth. We hoped we would not need to fight. We hoped our children would never see what war looks like. He looked back at the crowd. They broke that hope. They broke our satellites. They broke our trust. But they did not break us. We are still here. We are still human. And we are still waiting. Not for war. For peace. Real peace. Not the kind that smiles and lies. The kind that earns trust. The kind that takes time. He stepped back. The crowd was silent. Then someone clapped. Then someone else. Then everyone. They were not clapping for war. They were clapping for survival. The Xylosian Council sent a formal complaint 3 days later. It arrived on every human screen. The message was stiff. Angry. Scared. Humanity has violated first contact protocols. You hit a warship. You attacked without declaration. You destroyed an entire fleet. This is not the behavior of a peaceful species. We demand an explanation. Humanity's response was one sentence. It came from General Myra Vance. She was very old now. Almost 100. But her voice was still sharp. Her words were still few. We did not break the sky. We broke the liars. The Xylosian Council read the message. They read it again. They did not respond. There was nothing to say. The humans were right. The Illyri had lied. The Illyri had attacked. The Illyri had lost. The ghost of Earth returned to its hiding place. It powered down its weapons. It killed its lights. It went dark. The ship floated in the black between stars. No heat. No sound. No echo. It was a hole in space. A ghost. Commander Marcus Vance sat in his uncomfortable chair. The ship was quiet. The crew was asleep. Only he and Lieutenant Kim remained awake. "Captain," Lieutenant Kim said, "do you think the Illyri will come back?" Marcus looked at the dark screen. "No," he said. "They learned something. Something they will not forget." "What did they learn?" Marcus was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "They learned that humans smile. But we also hide. We hide in the dark. We hide in the black between stars. We hide our monsters where no one can see them. And when someone threatens our families, we let the monsters out." Lieutenant Kim nodded. She almost smiled. "Good monsters," she said. "The best," Marcus said. Somewhere in the galaxy, on the Illyri homeworld, parents told their children a new story. A bedtime story. A warning. "Do not go near human space," the parents said. "They seem kind. They seem soft. They smile and share their food. But they hide monsters in the dark. A ship made of black metal. A ship with no windows. A ship that appears from nothing and tears the sky apart." The children listened with wide eyes. "What is the ship called?" they asked. "The humans call it the Ghost of Earth," the parents said. "But we call it the Skybreaker. Do not look for it. Do not call it. If it finds you, you will not have time to run." The children did not smile anymore when they thought of humans. They just looked up at the sky. At the stars. At the dark between them. They wondered what else was hiding there. What other monsters waited in the black? They would never know. The humans would never tell. The ghost of Earth would keep its secrets. It would stay in the dark. It would watch. It would wait. Always waiting. Always ready. The new silence had begun.